Today on Let's Fish TV, we're going to be in Gulf Shores Orange Beach. We're going to be fishing with a guy named Scott Kennedy. He has the Whistling Waters Guide Service here in the Orange Beach area. And let me tell you guys, we're going to be going after a fish I've never fished for before, and that is called a whiting. This really small fish we'll be catching off the beach. I have a good feeling about today, guys. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. Oh my gosh. Check that out.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
Cobia, big one, and a monster. Look at that.
That's a Tawakoni giant.
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today I'm here with my good friend Scott Kennedy of Whistling Waters. We're here on the Gulf Shores Orange Beach, and we're surf fishing. You know, this is something that I personally have never done before, and we're going to be targeting a specific species of fish. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so today we're looking for whiting. They're just one of the multiple species that hang out in the surf here. They're one of those fish that you can usually find them year-round in the surf. As long as you move around a little bit, you can usually find a school of them, pick on a big school of them, and have yourself some fun. And they're also great to put in the cooler too if you want to keep a few.
And that is the goal today. Hopefully we also try to get a nice pompano, but if we don't, I promise you he's gonna put us on some big whiting. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporters. In the meantime, I'm gonna get all these rods set up. We got 5 different ones set up. Get out there, see if we can catch some whiting. In the meantime, we'll toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hi everybody, these cylinder tables are indicating fair game fish activity both days this weekend. Peak daytime activity begins around 7:40 on Saturday and 8:18 on Sunday morning. The best evening action will begin at 8:05 on Saturday and 8:43 Sunday. Depending on your location, the sun will rise around 6:32 and set around 8:19. In evenings, we'll have a moon that is 40% visible. Stick around, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way. Plus, I'll return with Bassmaster Elite Angler Maddie Wong to answer this week's Ask the Pro question.
There we go. There we go.
Real nice whiting.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, same one. That's about as big as they get there.
All right, guys, today we're at Gulf Shores, Alabama. We're fishing for a species that's native to this area called pompano. But today we actually caught, right here, this is actually called a whiting. This is the second most targeted fish here in Gulf Shores. And from what I've been told, this is a really, really nice whiting. Today though, is kind of a unique show for Let's Fish TV. Most of the time you see us, we're in a boat, we're fishing from a boat, especially when we're fishing in saltwater, fishing from our mamba, but today we're fishing from the shore. And the reason we are doing that is we're trying to show you what it's like to come here. If you come out to Gulf Shores and you want a beach adventure, you rent you a house, to show you don't actually have to have a boat to enjoy the great fishing that this area has to offer. And that is what we're looking for here, is to show you exactly how to catch these fish. We're gonna be here with a really, really good guide with Whistling Waters, and I have a really good feeling about today. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna catch a lot of fish, and we'll bring y'all along for the ride today and hopefully show you some really nice pompano along with these whiting. But here, I'm gonna get back to it. The fish are biting. We got another one on over here, so we're gonna see if we can catch some more fish here in just a second.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Athlon Optics. Athlon is committed to giving you the very best optics at the very best price. They truly are the best bang for your buck. Now this week we're going to start in deep East Texas, Lake Toledo Bend, and we're going to go catch some crappie. Look out toward the offshore structure, 15 to 25 feet deep. You're looking for ledges, you're looking for creek channels that also have timber and brush. A very well-known location is the chicken coop. The crappie are stacked up out there. Use your electronics. Once you find the bait fish and some crappie nearby, it's time to drop down your jigs and your minnows. Now over at Lake Aquila, the bass bite is on fire on top early in the morning. Throw your buzz baits and your pop-ars and your walking baits early, and then switch over to one of 3 other baits. You'll want to use a spinnerbait, white chartreuse, or use an ocho in a June bug, watermelon red, something like that, and tip the end of it with just a little bit of chartreuse dye. And finally, a punch shad on a weighted hook. Those 3 baits are going to cover the water column from the 1 foot out to about 12-foot range, and you don't need to go any deeper than that. The Aquila bass are really shallow right now. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
There we go. Another whiting.
Nice.
There we go, man. All right, guys, today we're here with Scott Kennedy of Whistling Waters, and we just caught another nice whiting. Tell us a little bit about this whiting and, like, what is a whiting? I don't even know what that is.
Yep, so a whiting, they're kind of in the drum family. You'll hear their technical name, like when you look at them on charts and everything. You got a few different types of kingfish. So this one is actually the southern kingfish, and then you've got your northern kingfish and your Gulf kingfish. And, you know, you'll hear a lot of people call the Gulf kingfish ground mullet or something like that. But they're just one of the many fish that just kind of cruise the beaches here. They love to hang out. You know, this is, of course, you know, the main goal is always people, for the most part, are looking for pompano, but this whiting is a close second. They are great eating fish if you're wanting, you know, to take home a cooler fish. Great, you know, white, flaky meat, real mild fish, so they're good for eating. And they fight a lot. You know, even just being a smaller fish, they've got a lot of fight to them. So,
you know, it just goes to show you, Gulf Shores has a wide variety of fish that you can catch from the beach. I mean, we're here surf fishing today. My first time ever surf fishing. It's a lot of fun. It's a different, unique experience. Set out your lawn chairs, set out your rods, and you just kind of wait them out to find the fish. But, you know, it's a little bit more technical than that, I'm assuming.
There's definitely a lot of moving pieces, you know, stuff that you can do to increase your odds and everything, as far as, you know, like kind of how we've been moving around and everything. But the great thing about surf fishing at the end of the day is, just like you said, you can come out, you know, for me, my wife, my son, we all come out, we set up my son's playpen, he gets to play around in the sand. My wife gets her beach day, and I get to fish and be happy too.
Absolutely.
So it's a win for everybody.
But we're not going to eat them today, but we're going to get this fish back real quick, and we'll see y'all here in just a minute.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Glacier Outdoors since 1982.
What do we got here?
Another whiting.
Yep, another whiting. That's another good one.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, so one of Pompano's favorite meals is called a ghost shrimp. And Scott's actually gonna demonstrate how to catch ghost shrimp on the beach. While you're out here, you catch your own bait. Tell us a little bit about how you use this tube and what you're doing when you get out there.
Yeah, just like you said, that is one good thing about surf fishing, is there's always some kind of bait available on the beach. Like you said, I'm trying to get some ghost shrimp right now. Basically all I'm looking for is all along the surf, you got these little mounds in the sand. And basically in those mounds, you know, it kind of looks, people familiar with like crawfish holes or something like that. Just like little pyramids of sand with a hole in the middle of them. And what I do is I go in with this tube here, and you just basically just put it right on top of them. It creates a suction, and then you just slurp that sand out and then just kind of sift through it. I like to have a, a little net so and just kind of scoop them up, not have to get too wet. So you just find you a patch of them and just start pumping.
That's awesome.
There we go. Finally caught up to him.
What do we got here?
It's fine. I think it may wind up being another whiting. Well, as soon as I say that,
Starts fighting a little better.
yeah.
Huh? There we go. What do we got here?
Another whiting.
Yep, another whiting. That's another good one.
Oh yeah.
Golly, some really good whiting today. We are catching a bunch of really, really nice whiting. Whiting are a part of the, you said the drum family, correct?
Yes.
And so it's so important whenever you're out here is to have a good variety of different types of bait out. You know, we have 5 rods out right now. And I would say probably, I'd go on a limb and say the most important aspect of today though is keeping an open mind, being able to move throughout the day. You know, we didn't get locked in on one particular area this morning or any time during the day. And as we moved, we started landing fish. And that's so important when you're fishing from the bank. You know, there's so many great places up and down the Gulf Shore area where you can rent houses, and we don't always have the availability to bring boats. You know, although where we are staying has a great location, we are able to take our 24-foot Mamba and put it underneath the cover. But, you know, if you do get to come down here, fishing from the bank, fishing from the beach is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, y'all catch fish all the time through here, right?
Yep, it's something, you know, you're changing species, changing what you're looking for all throughout the year. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's usually something you can catch out here. And kind of like you were saying, as long as you come out to the surf, keep an open mind, have a lot of variety, you're usually going to find something.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with this week's Let's Fish Outdoor Report, coming to you from Cajun Paradise Charters right here in Hackberry, Louisiana. Tell you what, we're going to start off on the saltwater scene, and we're going to keep it right here, Southwest Louisiana, both Calcasieu Lake and Sabine Lake. Tell you what, we have been tearing up the speckled trout, but we've been getting some big late season fronts pushed through. When that happens, the water drops out, gets really low and dirty. I tell you what, it makes the trout fishing tough. But redfish still getting caught, live shrimp under a popping cork. Main thing is, if you're going on one of them windy days with low water, try to find you some protected areas. Like we've been fishing a lot of the rocks along the ship channel in Calcasieu, catching lots of redfish when the conditions are tough. Trout are coming on 1/8 and 1/4 ounce. Rockport Rattler jig heads with DSL soft plastics. Those are over reefs and underbirds in West Cove. On the freshwater side of things, tell you what, I'm getting reports from all over the state. Chaffalaya Basin, Toledo Bend, D'Arbonne, Bissonneau. The bluegill and chickapin are starting to bed up and spawn. I tell you what, lots of great reports. Worms and crickets seem to be the best for those. For old Cajun Phil, I'm Captain Kevin Broussard here at Cajun Paradise, saying happy fishing, may God bless, let's fish.
You know, beyond just the great fishing that Gulf Shores has to offer, they also offer so many great things for families. You know, as a dad, you know, one of my biggest things is taking my son on a vacation when I can, and he loves going to the beach. This Gulf Shores area offers some of the whitest sand I have ever seen in my life, and some of the cleanest water I've seen as well. You know, today we're out here surf fishing, and I just really wanted to show you where we're staying today. This is called the Midnight Mullet. It's a little place about 1 block off the beach. And actually, one of the things that I was told about this particular VRBO is it actually was Kenny Stabler's old house. You know, that's pretty cool, seeing that he won a Super Bowl, played for the Oakland Raiders during the John Madden era. And I mean, just the history that's built around this whole area is just like that as well. You know, they have some of the best restaurants that I've ever had. We had blackened triggerfish the other day, which was absolutely fantastic. We had a really small hole-in-the-wall pizza joint that's been here for 40+ years, and it was some of the best pizza I've had in a really long time. But you know, the cool thing about the Midnight Mullet though, is it's a really nice place. It's within walking distance of the beach, and it makes life so much easier. You know, you have all the space down low, where if you want to play, you got a picnic table, you can do things with your kids. You also go inside, it's a 2-bedroom place, has 1 big bed, 2 twin beds, so if you have a couple kids, you can put them in the room by themselves. Nice living space and a good kitchen. And I'll be honest guys, I've stayed in a lot of different places. It is well built. is really nice, and the people that run it are fantastic. So if you get a chance, you get to come down here to Gulf Shores Orange Beach, do not miss the opportunity to stay in this place or any of the other great resorts that you will find in this particular area. But I'm gonna get back to fishing. The whiting are biting, and I'm looking forward to seeing if I can catch one of those really big ones. And we might even cook one up, we don't know yet.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Visit Mississippi. Wanderers welcome. Powerful. Total Boat Control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on. Challenge your limits.
Oh,
it is a big whiting.
Big whiting.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Golly.
There we go. Oh, it's a big fish. It's a little bigger fish here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a bigger fish. What do we got? Is that a pump?
I can't tell. May just be a big whiting.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
It is a big whiting.
Big whiting.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Golly. Man, nothing wrong with that.
No, that's I tell you, they don't come much bigger than that. That's kind of top end for these whiting for sure.
You know, you're talking about catching whiting, we're talking about catching pompano and a bunch of different species along the beach. But I'm gonna tell you, the rig that y'all are using is extremely unique. Can you kind of explain to us how this thing is rigged?
Yeah, so it's definitely a different rig. So I got 12 pound with just a single orange bead on there. I've got a real small, this is a size 6 circle hook. And then down below that, just got the simple swivel with your weight on there. And that way when you cast it out, your bait can kind of hang up, you know, just above the sand and the surface, kind of right in the face of where these fish are feeding on.
Okay. And you know, the bait, let's get this fish back real quick, because we are throwing all our fish back today. That is a legal fish, and actually a oversized whiting, you know what he's talking about. The fish are biting. We've had a lot of fun today. Hopefully we'll get us a big pompano here soon, but no questions asked. This is a really unique experience. Can't wait to catch a couple more fish.
Hi, I'm Matt Pangrack with the Bass Talk Live podcast, and this is your Oklahoma fishing report for the week. It's May, and that means that there are still a few fish on the beds in Oklahoma, but the majority of the fish throughout the state have spawned, meaning most of them are post-spawn and are feeding up, trying to get healthy after they've spawned. There's one thing that takes place in Oklahoma, especially the middle part and southern part right now on Texoma, Eufaula, and Grand throughout the entire state, and that is the shad spawn. Right now, the shad spawn is going on in Oklahoma, where you have threadfin and gizzard shad that are going up shallow and spawning, and the post-spawn bass, when the water gets into the upper 60s and lower 70s, will ambush these shad, particularly in the low light period, rush up on the bank or offshore, wherever these shad are spawning, and eat them. The main bait that you're going to want here are two things: either a 1/2 ounce white swim jig with a white trailer that you're going to pump next to shallow docks in 2 to 4 foot of water, or a 1/2 ounce double willow leaf spinner bait. The key is when you're fishing shallow rock or floats on docks, you want to see the shad following your bait back in, make repeated casts to that area, and that's how you're going to find success. Hey, if you want to know more about bass fishing, not only in Oklahoma, but across the country, tune into the Bass Talk Live podcast every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time on BassZone.com.
He is so far out there, oh my goodness.
Those longer rods, you can really sling it out there.
No doubt about it. Here we go. Another nice whiting.
That was a good one. It's another hammer right there.
That is another
Man,
big one.
look
Look
at
at that. Heck yeah. Guys, if you get a chance, come down to Gulf Shores. You will not be disappointed. These are some of the best eating fish on the beach, and we've already caught a nice limit of them already, and some really big ones. The biggest one he's ever caught, we caught today, which is awesome, you know what I mean? So you can't ask for much better than that. Come check it out. I think we're almost done for the day. Hopefully we'll maybe get us one more bite before it's all said and done. If I can convince him to rig me up one more ghost shrimp.
Always got to do that last cast.
All right, guys. Well, let's get this fish back, and we'll talk to you in a second.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Mamba Boats, Ride with Pride, Strike King, Taiwan On, Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right on over to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Vincent would like to know, how has your fishing style changed since you first started? That's a good question. For an answer, we asked Bass Master Elite Angler Matty Wong.
Big baits really weren't a thing when I was a kid, especially growing up in Hawaii, and now I really enjoy them. I really enjoy the thrill of it all. I love seeing big bass come up and just eat a chunk of plastic. I mean, there's no other experience in the world where you can actually watch a giant fish just come up and destroy something, and it's just so aggressive. But either way, I would say that, and then also finding ways to be really sneaky, whether it's finesse or if it's other styles of power fishing. I would say just being diverse and trying to figure out new ways to catch them. It's kind of how things have kind of evolved for me in the way that I like to fish now.
If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com, follow that Ask the Pro link to submit a question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
All right, guys, today here at Gulf Shores, we were using a couple of different rigs. This is one of the more unique rigs that I feel like I've ever seen. Can you explain this to us real quick?
Yep, so this is definitely a different rig. This is what kind of a spin on the traditional pompano rig, I guess you could say. But you know, kind of always the traditional pompano rig's a double dropper with either, you know, a bright orange or a bright, you know, chartreuse float. And you know, bright hooks, you know, just real flashy colors. And then you can kind of look at like those ghost shrimp we caught this morning for a good example, how bright orange they were.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of goes in line with, you know, our floats. And we got different things like, you know, coquina clams and all sorts of different things that are all different colors. And that's why, you know, we always try to have bright, flashy floats to kind of get their attention. And at the same time, kind of why we use the double drop. Some days they only want to eat the bottom one right there at the, you know, the shallow, or I'm sorry, closest to the bottom. And some days they only want to eat further up in the water column. So that allows you to kind of work, you know, a couple different sections of the water column and, you know, make the most of your day.
You know, for more information on Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, check out Gulf Shores, Google it. You can find all kinds of amazing information. And if you really want a lot of fun catching whiting and pompano here on the beach of Gulf Shores, check out Scott Kennedy of Whistling Waters. And until next time, guys, I'll see you on the water.